Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel, your go-to lecture for sleep. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us. Sleep. We spend about a third of our lives doing it, but how much do we really understand about it? It's more than just a daily shutdown. It's a fundamental biological process that keeps us healthy, happy, and functioning at our best. So if you've ever wondered why you feel so groggy in the morning, or why a good night's sleep can feel like a superpower, stick around. We're going to explore the fascinating world of sleep, from the different stages our brain cycles through, to the surprising ways it impacts our physical and mental health. Let's start with the basics. What exactly happens when we fall asleep? It might feel like your brain is just switching off, but it's actually incredibly active. Sleep is divided into two main types: REM, which stands for rapid eye movement, and non-REM sleep. Non-REM sleep itself has three stages. Stage 1 is that light, drifty state when you're just dozing off. You can be easily woken up. Stage 2 is a bit deeper. Your heart rate and body temperature drop, and your brain starts producing these specific bursts of activity called sleep spindles, which are thought to be important for memory consolidation. Stage 3 is the real deep sleep. This is when your body does most of its physical repair work, growing tissue, strengthening the immune system, and getting you ready for the next day. It's really hard to wake someone up from this stage, and if you do, they'll feel super disoriented. Then comes REM sleep. This is where the magic of dreaming happens. Your eyes dart back and forth behind your closed eyelids, your breathing becomes irregular, and your brain activity looks surprisingly similar to when you're awake. But here's the cool part. Your body is essentially paralyzed. A part of your brainstem sends signals to temporarily immobilize your muscles, which is a neat safety feature that stops you from acting out your dreams. This cycle of non-REM and REM sleep repeats itself about 4 to 6 times a night, with each cycle lasting around 90 minutes. The deep sleep stages are longer in the first half of the night, while REM sleep gets longer as morning approaches. This intricate dance is crucial for a truly restorative night. So why is this cycle so important? Well, sleep isn't just about resting your tired body. It's a critical time for your brain to clean house. Throughout the day, our brains accumulate metabolic waste products. Think of it like a city that generates trash. During deep sleep, the brain's waste removal system, called the glymphatic system, kicks into high gear. The space between brain cells actually expands, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flush out toxins, including beta amyloid, a protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. So getting enough quality sleep is literally like giving your brain a deep clean every single night. When you skip sleep, that waste builds up, which is one reason you feel foggy and can't think straight after a bad night. Beyond brain cleaning, sleep is absolutely essential for learning and memory. You know how you study for a test and then sleep on it? That's not just a saying, it's science. During sleep, particularly during stage 2 and REM sleep, the brain processes and consolidates the information you learned during the day. It strengthens the neural connections that form memories, moving them from short-term storage to long-term storage. This is why pulling an all-nighter before an exam is one of the worst things you can do. You might cram in a lot of information, but without sleep, your brain doesn't have the chance to properly file it away. You'll have a much harder time recalling it when you need it most. Good sleep helps you learn faster and remember more effectively. And the benefits don't stop with the brain. Your physical health is profoundly tied to your sleep patterns. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which is vital for repairing cells and tissues. Your immune system also gets a major boost. It produces proteins called cytokines, some of which help promote sleep, while others are needed to fight infection and inflammation. If you're consistently sleep deprived, your body produces fewer of these protective cytokines, making you more susceptible to getting sick. Ever notice how you're more likely to catch a cold when you're exhausted? That's your sleep-deprived immune system struggling to keep up. Consistent, quality sleep is one of the best defenses you have against illness. Now let's talk about what happens when we don't get enough sleep. The immediate effects are obvious. You feel tired, irritable, and unfocused. But the long-term consequences of chronic sleep deprivation are much more serious. It can increase your risk of developing a whole host of health problems, including obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Lack of sleep messes with the hormones that regulate your appetite. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, goes up, and leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, goes down. This is why you often crave high-calorie, sugary foods when you're tired. Over time, this can lead to significant weight gain. It also impacts your body's ability to regulate blood sugar, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Your blood pressure can also rise, putting extra strain on your heart and blood vessels. Mental health is another area that takes a huge hit from poor sleep. There's a very strong link between sleep and mood. I'm sure we've all felt grumpy after a sleepless night, but for some, the connection runs much deeper. Sleep problems are a common symptom of many mental health conditions, like anxiety and depression. In fact, it's often a two-way street. Anxiety can make it hard to fall asleep, and lack of sleep can amplify feelings of anxiety, creating a difficult cycle to break. For people with depression, sleep patterns are often disrupted, and improving sleep can be a key part of their recovery. If you find your mental health is struggling, looking at your sleep habits is a really important step. And please remember that seeking help from a professional is a sign of strength. There are resources available and you don't have to go through it alone. So, how can we improve our sleep? The good news is that there are many practical steps you can take to build better sleep habits, often called sleep hygiene. First and foremost, consistency is key. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps to regulate your body's internal clock or circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Second, create a relaxing bedtime routine. This signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. This could be reading a book, taking a warm bath, listening to calm music, or practicing mindfulness meditation. The key is to find what works for you and stick with it. Your sleep environment also matters a great deal. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep. This means it should be dark, quiet, and cool. Blackout curtains or an eye mask can help block out light, which can interfere with the production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Earplugs or a white noise machine can help drown out disruptive sounds. And most experts recommend a bedroom temperature of around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, or 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. A room that's too hot or too cold can disrupt your sleep cycle. What you do during the day also affects how you sleep at night. Regular physical activity is fantastic for sleep, but try to avoid intense exercise too close to bedtime, as it can be too stimulating for some people. Exposure to natural light during the day, especially in the morning, is also crucial. It helps to anchor your circadian rhythm and tells your body when it's time to be awake and when it's time to be sleepy. Also be mindful of what you consume. Avoid large meals, caffeine, and alcohol before bed. Caffeine is a stimulant that can stay in your system for hours, and while alcohol might make you feel drowsy at first, it actually fragments your sleep later in the night, preventing you from getting that deep, restorative rest. And finally, let's talk about the biggest sleep disruptor for many of us: screens. The blue light emitted from our phones, tablets, and computers suppresses melatonin production and tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime. Try to put away all screens at least an hour before you plan to go to sleep. Use that time for your relaxing bedtime routine instead. If you absolutely must use a screen, use a blue light filter or wear blue light blocking glasses in the evening. Creating this screen-free buffer zone before bed can make a world of difference in your ability to fall asleep quickly and sleep soundly. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a non-negotiable biological necessity. It's the foundation upon which our physical health and mental clarity and emotional well-being are built. By understanding the science behind sleep and making conscious efforts to improve our sleep hygiene, we can unlock our full potential. It's about giving your body and brain the tools they need to repair, recharge, and prepare you for a new day. So tonight, I encourage you to prioritize your sleep. See it as an investment in yourself, because a well-rested you is a healthier, happier, and more capable you. Thank you so much for joining this lecture on sleep. I hope you found it helpful and insightful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the science of well-being. Sweet dreams and see you next time.